You can get more done if you do less. But most people think that productivity is all about output and time. And if you keep functioning from that place of productivity, you're going to find yourself left behind, tired, and exhausted. Today, I want to share with you 3 big ideas about how you can 10x your productivity, spend less time working, and get more done. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to just start. Procrastination comes around because so many people spend too much time in the big goal. Their vision is in all the things that have to be done, and it becomes completely overwhelming. When we're in that space of complete overwhelm, we start to think about the what ifs and the discomfort of what's got to happen. And we can catastrophize all the possible outcomes rather than just get going and breaking down things into small, manageable, bite-sized chunks. The other thing that happens is that your ego identity will try and get you to do other small, completely inconsequential actions like checking your social media, doing a few little emails, maybe doing something around the house, because it can feel like it's ticked something off of the checklist, but it's not the big thing. It's not eating the elephant. It's not doing the thing that counts. It's going to move you forward. So just start to get yourself going. Now, here's why getting going is super important. First of all, it's like activating your energy. You've got all this energy inside of you and you're just waiting to tip over the edge, just waiting to go over the hill and get that downward slide. You start to gain momentum. We also have this thing in our brain that really likes us to finish something once we've started it. So once you've started the project that you're putting off, you're much more likely to see it through to the end. Now, when we get momentum and we're taking action, another really important step is that we start to get clarity. People sort of seem to think that we can sit around and clarity just pops in with the dove from above and tells us exactly what we should be working on. But sometimes it's the action that creates the pathway of clarity for us. We learn how we work best, what we don't want to do, what we do want to do. And then that clarity, again, gives us more momentum to keep moving forward. The overarching benefit to doing that is the momentum and the clarity starts to give us more confidence. We've got more confidence in doing the thing that matters and not getting distracted with the other stuff. We've got more confidence in our ability to get stuff done. We've got more confidence in doing something every day that matters. And so just getting going will actually start to put out those fires of fear and start to give you momentum and move you in the direction that you want to go in. The second step is so simple and so powerful. It's time blocking. All I want you to do is I want you to create a schedule where you know specifically each moment of the day what it is specifically that you're working on. Now, when I'm working with my clients, I always recommend that when they create their schedule, and I get them to do it on their phone or in their paper diaries, is that they have time scheduled out for everything. For their fun, for their exercise, for their rejuvenation, for their meditation, for their work aspects, for their networking. Once you've done that, your freedom is actually in your schedule because you treat everything like it's important. The time with your family is as important as the time that you spend on your business. Now, when you learn to time block, so many benefits come from that. Number one, you can delete distraction. If you know you're only working on creating content, you switch off every other tab open on your computer so you don't get distracted. You know what specifically you're working on, so your mind is completely focused on generating that outcome. Again, your mind's going to wander far less. And what you'll also find is it's less physically and mentally exhausting for you. If we give ourselves a long time scale to get something completed, we take the whole time scale. If we know we're going to give ourselves 50 minutes, I recommend 50 minutes of work with a 10-minute break. We will work far quicker because we've condensed our level of thinking. When we allow ourselves longer time periods and we just want to get it done over the day, we dilute our energy. I see a lot of this with people, they've got so many tasks going on in one day and they're doing a little bit of this in the morning and then a little bit of this at lunchtime and then a little bit of this in the afternoon. And the energy is fragmented and it's physically, mentally and spiritually exhausting. So time block according to how you feel that you work best. This can take a little bit of time. Some of you might like to write for a couple of hours in the morning and then do content creation in the afternoon. Some of you, like me, might like to do all of your content creation on one particular day and have a full day where you do planning or visualization. So make this work for you, but definitely commit to your time blocks. And if you're new to this, I would recommend starting with a 50-minute block of work and a 10-minute break, and make sure you use your timer, because what will happen is if you try and use the timer on your computer, you'll talk yourself out of it. So set an alarm on your phone, and when the 50 minutes is up, you walk away from your computer and you do step number 3. The third part is how you utilize that 10-minute time block between your work schedules. This is where I like to teach my clients to release the tension of the thing we've just done and set intention for the work that's about to come. It doesn't even matter if you really love what you do. It's still about shifting our energy state and putting ourselves back into a state of productivity. So I've got some of my clients that what they do is they create a really nice jar for themselves. And in there, every time they think of something they could do in that 10 minutes, they write it on a Post-it note and they put it in there. When the alarm goes off on their phone to say, right, your 50 minutes of work is up, they take something out and they do what's on that piece of paper. Now that could be anything from yoga to playing with the dog, to spending some time with the children, to doing, burpees or jumping jacks, something to activate greater energy. Something to help them shift. It might be meditation, relaxation. That's one thing that I recommend to my clients. Another thing we can do is simply using what we call the release meditation, and then the breathing, which brings in intention. So this is a method that's taught by Brendan Burchard called the release meditation. You can find this on YouTube, and literally it's just the repetition of the word release for somewhere between 2 and 20 minutes. Now, if you're only doing it in a 10-minute break, I recommend to clients maybe 2 to 3 minutes. So the release meditation is nothing more complicated than your alarm goes off on your phone. I'd recommend you move away from your desk, take a seat or lay down, take some deep breaths, and just start repeating the word release, 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 release. And you're setting the intention that every time you say the word release, there is a physical feeling of draining away, your muscles become softer, your breathing becomes deeper, and you access greater and deeper levels of relaxation, and you're reducing the levels of stress. And I say a minimum of 2 minutes. And it's incredible how much your energy will shift in that 2 minutes. And it's just an acknowledgement of what we've done and saying we're ready to release that. Now, what we want to do is we want to come back to our workstation again, invigorated and alive. So maybe you're going to do some exercise, but another thing we can do is breath scaling. Again, I recommend that you stand up for this. We'll do it together right now. We're going to simply breathe in and out of our nose very quickly 20 times. If you're worried about how you breathe right now and you think it might be too much for you, do this seated and do the breathing more slowly and build up to the speed. But we're going to simply breathe in and out of our nose 20 times really quickly, and you're going to feel your energy come back. What I want you to do, I want you to try these 2 things together back to back and just really see how you can feel physically the emotional and energy shift from doing these exercises. One thing I will say before we do the breath scaling is make sure you have tissue nearby and make sure you've got a clean nose. So let's do this together, seated or standing. If you are standing, you can activate this even more by just kind of like shaking your arms as you're doing it, or clapping 20 times with the breath. But let's keep it super simple. Let's just do this together now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Now just feel the heat generated in your body. There's like a bit of a brain buzz because you've suddenly oxygenated your brain. Even the dog's woken up. It's an incredible gift to gift yourself. Now you might feel a little dizzy. So if you do, please make sure that you sit down immediately. Take time to get yourself some water. And then I'd love for you to set an intention for the next 50 minutes, just about how you're going to feel while you do this work, who you want to serve. Maybe you're spending time with your family in the next 50 minutes. How do you want to show up for your family? Setting the intention is like a surfboard, and it's the surfboard that carries your action. So everybody can take action. But those people that are very intentional about what they're doing and why they're doing it and who they're doing it for, that intention carries your action way, way further. So your 3 main steps, seriously, to 10x your productivity are so much more simple than you think. The first one is just to stop procrastinating and get going. Just bite the bullet, rip off the Band-Aid, just go. The second step is to absolutely schedule time blocks, 50 and 10 throughout your day, knowing specifically what you're working on. And sometimes those time blocks are going to be for your family, for your health, for your hobbies. Like, your time blocking should be scheduling everything in that's important to you in your life. And the third thing is in those 10-minute breaks, release tension and set intention. So doing something in those 10 minutes to rejuvenate and to release and set intention for the next 10 minutes ahead. That is how you increase your productivity. That is how you get to the end of the day without feeling completely mentally, physically, spiritually exhausted. And that's how you get more done, having more fun, and staying aligned with what's in your heart center rather than just what is in your head. If you'd like this and want to know more about how to increase your productivity through goal setting, be sure to check out the next video that I've lined up for you right here. And I will see you next time.